Hey everyone, Rene here. Sorry, not sure what happens. This is live, so we'll go from there. I'll let you guys catch back up with me here and go back in. I am going to start this again. I am Rene Brent from Rene Brent Hypnosis. I am a clinical hypnotherapist in Maitland, Florida. I have been doing this into my 8th year, and I've been a registered nurse for 30 years. So I have my private practice in this room here, actually, where I see private clients. Right now, I'm doing a lot of online work. So, yeah, go ahead and come back in, invite who you want to come back in. Sorry about that, everyone. But I want to invite all of you to understand the way that you're processing that. Hi, Gabriella. Nice to see you. This is challenging for everybody, right? I am refusing to call this a virus, a COVID. I'm calling this the pause. And I want to encourage you to be mindful of how you talk to yourself about everything that's going on. In why is this happening to me? What is going on with the world? Is what can I learn from this? There's a lot of beautiful information coming on right now about the pause and how it is affecting animals and the earth. There's a lot of people who measure the vibrations of the earth and measure the sound on the earth, and it's much quieter. And it's giving them this opportunity to really gain information about how to move forward. So it's really interesting time period for all of us. And again, as I said last week and the weeks before, is to decide who you want to be as you move through this pause and how you want to react. I know earlier someone said to me that everyone's in the house, like this is their biggest challenge, that everyone's in the house and frankly, they're kind of cranky. So it's really about giving space to each other and being the observer. Hi, I'm glad you guys found your way back in here. We're just having a little chat about the pause. I'm starting off right now about that and understanding how you're reacting, but be mindful of the way you're talking to yourself about the pause is in the situation that you're in. Words matter, especially to the subconscious mind, who's taking in all your bits of information. So if you become very mindful about how you're speaking to yourself or the questions you're asking yourself, do your best to flip them into a positive scenario and practice happy. This is what we have to do right now. It sucks. All of this sucks, but all we can do is get to curiosity and move to higher ground and observe it. I was saying earlier, all these beautiful things about the earth is quieting down. We're just taking a pause for ourselves, but we're giving the earth an opportunity to just quiet. They estimated that the turtles who came on the beach in India laid 60 million eggs. 60 million uninterrupted by humans, because sometimes they grab the eggs and they sell them in the market in India. So it's just phenomenal, and do your best to find those kind of stories. Good News Feed is really awesome. What they have, great opportunities. Hello everyone for joining, and so be careful for you. So learn to find the funny. I want to give you some tips. If you guys can climb in there if you want to. Free ways to boost your immune system. Does anybody know the free ways that you can learn to, because all we can do really here is, self-quarantine, take a pause, and boost our immune system. That's what we can do. If you know that you have some respiratory symptoms, asthma, then you need to be more careful. If you are a smoker, I love helping smokers stop because they're damaging the lungs. And I haven't heard from many smokers yet, but I imagine, because it's stressful, but I imagine when this is over, that's going to amp up for me. And I would love to help them kind of release that habit so they can understand the vulnerability that you put yourself into when you're smoking. So what are some free ways to boost the immune system? Well, I already said one. which is find the funny. If you know me, if you spend any time with me as a client or as a personal friend, I always find the funny. Sometimes it can be inappropriate. I can be a little bit inappropriate, that's for sure. But I find it. I love using words and flipping words around and feeling people's reactions. And the name of my first book was How Big Is Your Butt? B-U-T. I love the use of language and humor. So so find the funny. We found a clip from George Carlin. If you haven't looked up any of George Carlin's old stuff, it's called Germs and Fears and Phobias or something. Hysterical if you don't mind the language. And we laugh so hard about it because it's so timely. And David and I, kind of wish that George Carlin was still alive to hear his perception of everything that's going on. So find the funny. We can't take this too seriously. Yes, meditation is one of them. Research shows, always has, but really amped up now, is that quieting the mind is an incredible way to boost your immune system. And meditation is one of those. And all hypnosis is self-hypnosis. So know that when you go into a relaxed state, and the alpha brainwave is meditation. If you've listened to my other recordings, hello everyone, glad to find your way back. If you quiet your brainwave from a beta or high beta, which is stress, to an alpha brainwave or even a theta brainwave, if you just do that for a few minutes in the morning, in the afternoon, at night, you're relaxing, and you're relaxing everything, including chemistry, including giving yourself the pause, right, to exchange in proteins for your body to relax, for your muscles to just take a breather. So one of the things that I like to say is meditation is good, and I will do one at the end of this shortly in a minute. But also naps. Because when you go into sleep, you naturally move through an alpha and a theta brainwave. So listen, if you got the time, do naps without a guilt. I'm all about it. I love taking naps, getting up early, doing what I need to do, and then taking an afternoon or mid-morning nap. Love it. It's amazing. And I really appreciate that part of the pause right now. So really just take time to find the funny, find a way to relax. Melissa, I know you talked about all your family being home. Set boundaries around people and yourself. Understand when your body is talking to you. Remember, your body is talking to you long before everything's catching up. You're getting a chemical hit when you're stressed or when you're reacting. So please know that when you're feeling that tension, think about it right now. I talked about this in the first week. Where do you feel your stress? Where do you feel after you've been watching the news? And we see the death toll, I want to see the recovery tolls, on the other side of that, but, no one's listening to me. So, but if you're watching the death toll every, hour, every minute on the news, man, where are you feeling that? Are you feeling it in your chest? Are you feeling that in your stomach, right? This is called the felt sense, feeling the sensation of emotion, energy in motion. So it is your subconscious mind saying, hey, let's take a break. Let's just move our body. The quickest way to interrupt that is to get up and move, because this is your warning sign. And if you ignored the engine sign in your car again and again and again, what is going to happen to your engine? It's not good. And right now, we all need to keep our engines going. We need to keep them clear. We need to put good fuel in there. We need to stay on top of it. So when you get that in your chest, that constriction, generally speaking, a no or a warning sign is a constriction. When it feels heavy or tight or a little nauseous, that is your mind saying something's going on. Get up and physically move. Because when you get up and physically move, you move from there is danger to I am in danger. And when you interrupt that, you get a little bit of a relief from that. So if you're sitting there and all of a sudden you're feeling a little tension, or you're feeling your breath getting harder, or you're looking for every symptom, right? Get up and move. Just walk down the hallway. go get a glass of water, right? Maybe go for a little walk, a short walk in the neighborhood if you're comfortable with that. But you have to move your body. Another free way to increase your immune system. So find the funny, take a nap, right? Meditate. The other way is water. Water's free. When you drink water, you're flushing out all the toxins that could be preoccupying your immune system. So we must be flushing, right? The engine in your car is not going to work without oil. We don't have oil. We have water. We're water-based human beings. Our cells need that. So you must drink water. Especially if you're drinking alcohol, I would say 2 to 1, right? And maybe more if it's a really big. There's great videos going on around how to make a cocktail for the quarantine, and it's like a huge thing, right? So, I'm not guilting anybody for drinking or, kind of eating snacks a little bit more. We all doing the best that we can. I want to, avoid people giving you guilt or feeling guilt about anything, any way that you're managing this. You're doing the best that you can. But just know, if you over anything, alcohol, sugar, right, food, you're really clogging up your engine and your immune system. Everything has a difficult time flowing. So moving your body is also a good way, a free way to increase you don't need any fancy, medications. If you're taking supplements, awesome, great. But if you don't, there are free ways to do this. Very important free ways to increase your immune system, right? So laughter, relaxation, meditation, naps, right? It doesn't take much to get into an alpha brainwave. You do it all the time. When you're zoning out, when you're watching Ozark and you didn't hear the kids, fighting, that's you zoned out in an alpha brainwave. It's okay. It's all right. Take what you got. Singing, by the way, singing is a great way to increase. There's great research on it. It's amazing. Music too. Music does. Music really affects every cell in our body and the water in our body. So find some kind of music that relaxes you and then vibrates really nice in your body, right? When I talk about energy of the body, I'm not talking woo-woo. I'm science-based, right? This is science. This is physics, right? So if something doesn't feel good in your body, it's a warning sign. All we have to do is listen. And I would say the majority of my practice is getting people to listen to their body, to drop into their subconscious mind so you can understand what's really going on. The power of the pause right now with this is amazing opportunity. It sucks in many ways. I have to do my own work because the collective energy of the worry for people and seeing people just invest in their companies and just seeing them just stopped it just pushes at my heart. But that's not going to help me or anyone else if I react. So I'm not a worrier, I'm a planner, and I am planning, and I am doing my own work, and I'm getting above it, and I'm finding opportunities to boost my immune system. One of the things that I do also is the belief that I'm not going to get it. I gain nothing by getting it. And there's a lot of beautiful power if you haven't read the book by Dr. Bruce Lipton, The Biology of Belief, I would say is a good time to do it. Because how we feel about what's going on in our bodies and our ability to handle it is very important. Because epigenetics shows that if we believe, let's say we have a predisposition for diabetes, and you're like, yeah, I'm going to get diabetes. My mom, my aunt, my sister, my whole family has diabetes. Yeah, I'm going to get diabetes. What you've done by thinking that again and again and again, you're setting up receptors to create it. But if you believe, research shows, epigenetics, a lot of incredible research, look it up if you need to, fantastic, is that if we believe we're not going to get it, we shift our receptors. So I'm doing that in my own belief, is that I'm doing what I can to boost my own immune system, but a belief that I am not going to get it. That is not going to happen. I take precautions. I'm a planner. I am not a worrier, which is the basis of my next book coming out about worry. Very interesting time to write it. So sugar, 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 sugar. I like my sugar. I do. But if you're overing your sugar, you can affect your immune system. So plan. What I have done is doing some intermittent fasting. I watch when I can eat it, when I can't, weekends. Just make a simple plan for yourself. It's not the time to be super restrictive in anything. It's not the time to have the conversation with anybody who's annoying you and your family. I guarantee you that. But just be mindful of how your body feels if you're eating too much sugar or drinking too much. That would be your warning sign for a no. All I'm asking you to do is pay attention. In the quietness of what's going on, in the pause, listen to your body, listen to your truths. Go into a relaxed state and ask, what is going on for me right now? I'm going to teach you a technique in just a minute called tapping, so I can help you clear away some layers so you can get to that. The other thing is rest. Naps are great. So free ways: laughter, singing, water, moving your body, right? I mentioned it, sex last week. That's an awesome one. But my daughter chimed in and said, thanks for the sex tips. So we all know that. And naps. And listen, do what is good for you. Be the observer. Don't buy into what I've been seeing a lot is productivity guilt. Everybody's got, oh, I'm cleaning my this, I'm doing that, I'm cleaning that. You don't have to. Do your day. I suggest that you have some structure in your day, but you don't have to take on a big project. If your energy is in just trying to keep yourself balanced and in neutral, then do that. Then take that time for that. Stop judging yourself, go into neutral, and utilize the power of the subconscious mind. Good. So, and I want to also encourage everyone to trust the timing of this. It's been very interesting for my clients who are checking in with me. A lot of them are doing what I call my Strive to Life 1 hour reboot. I also have free 15-minute phone calls. So if you want to just a phone call with me and chat in, and I can give you some quick tips and just listen to you, please go to reneebrenthypnosis.com and book a free 15-minute call. I really am there for you. Share these videos. They're on YouTube as well if you know somebody who's not on social media. My point of doing this every Friday is to really help people learn to practice happy, to move forward and move through this pause, this worldwide pause, the best way they can, and be who they want to be at the end of it, and not be a victim to it, right? If you become a victim to it and you don't take charge of how you want to feel, it's going to feel pretty uncomfortable. So go to neutral, and all of the videos that I've done so far are on my YouTube channel or the video section of Facebook. Anybody have any questions? You want to chime in? We're all doing good? Awesome. I'm loving doing this. So check the timing. I've had people who I was working with, a woman in particular who got divorced about 5 months ago from a really uncomfortable, I don't like to label, but someone could have called it an abusive relationship. And she left, and she paid a high price for it financially, with family, disconnected, judgment, but she left. It took her a lot, and she left. And she was questioning her timing. Should I have done it, not done it? And I heard from her, and she's so grateful that she took the time. She didn't understand why she was doing it then, but she understands now, because being locked and quarantined with him in that home would have been devastating to her and her psyche, and she was on the edge anyway. So it's really important. So trust the timing of what's going on and what's happening in the world, or for you personally. So find that. I don't like to silver lining because it's a little bit too, wow, I'm so spiritual, right? It's hard to find the silver lining, but you can go to neutral and gain some awareness. And what am I learning from this? I'm learning a lot about myself. I'm learning a lot as I'm the observer of the world, and I wanted you to take that opportunity to do that as well. But do it when you're in a quieter space, when your brain waves are settled down a little bit and your body feels more open and expansive. That's a yes. Just pay attention to that. Good. And again, radical self-acceptance. If you are miserable and you want to climb out of the walls during this, I say just accept it. All right, I've learned that about myself. It sucks being locked in here with all my family. Don't judge. Radical self-acceptance and lean into it, right? Just lean into it and say, all right, this is what I know. I'm a people person. And maybe you change and shift your perception of the world, or you change careers because you know this is something that you need. This is an opportunity for us to move into good. Pam says she's learning a lot too. We all are. If we quiet our mind enough to listen to ourselves about it and understand our perception of what's going on. You don't have to do that by taking one of these master classes. Again, don't fall into productivity guilt. Don't do it. You could just be you. Hi, Bonnie, never late. You can come back and record this anyway. So trust the timing, find the funny, radical self-acceptance, even the crappy days. Listen, I'm really looking forward to Saturday and binging on Netflix and eating snacks in bed. I'm really excited about that. And that's not a productivity day, but it's okay. And so take that time for yourself and know. All right, let's learn some pattern interrupts. I want to teach you how to brain hack. Now, when your brain is spinning and your mind is moving, you understand that you're elevating your brain waves. As you're elevating your brain waves, you are injecting chemicals that can affect your immune system, right? This today is all about really boosting your immune system with laughter, with singing, with movement, with water, however you want to do it. You just be careful, be mindful of what you're feeding your body. In liquid form and in food form. I'm not saying don't eat sugar. You told me I can't have potatoes right now. I'll be like, that is not happening. But I'm mindful of it, right? So let's pattern interrupt. Remember I said this tightness that happens in our chest and our gut, this is called the felt sense, feeling the sensation of emotion, energy, and motion. When you get that warning sign, that's an uh-oh, I need to be doing something, because if you get it and you pattern interrupt it and you pattern interrupt it, you are in charge of retraining your brain. And all of us have to take self-acceptance and self-responsibility for how we're reacting. You're choosing to sit in it and just be moved around by the news or the numbers, or you can get above it and observe and be the observer, be curious about it, and choose how you want to be at the end of this, right? So there's very simple ways to brain hack. One of them is that warning sign that you feel. I taught you the first recording was to drop into that feeling and send it love and acceptance. That doesn't always work for everybody, so I'm trying to give you something new each time I record. This is called ball toss. It's called bilateral stimulation. So you're brain hacking, because when you're going on an automatic reaction, it's because you have trained your neurons in your brain to react that way automatically. It happens. So neurons, they love like energy. So if there's a negativity like energy and it's moving in, they're going to connect that way. And the brain likes for us to be automatic, autonomic, right? Subconsciously. We don't have to remember to do these things. It does it. It's trying to help us. So it's responsible. Self-acceptance, self-responsibility is to understand the cues that you're reacting. And if you want to change it, you absolutely can. I help people do it every day. So what you do is you're going to brain hack. You're going to activate your brain in a different way. If it's going down a neuron pattern, what you want to do is switch that. Now, if you move something bilaterally, right, your brain is reacting and it's busy. Your right brain controls your left hand, and your left brain controls your right hand. So if you take, I have these practice happy balls that I can't know if you could see it. For my clients, I'm all about practicing happy. It's retraining your brain. When you practice happy, you're actually taking charge of how your neurons are firing and wiring. So what you do is you can take it with anything. I happen to have a ball. You can do it with a rubber band ball at your house. You can do it with a Sharpie. You can do it with anything. But what you're going to do in front of you here is you're going, wow, my hands look big, hello, is you're just going to go back and forth, back and forth. So right now, grab something if you can, or you can pretend to do it. The mind really doesn't need an action item. It can create it. It does it all the time. We create scenarios of stuff in our brain. I will say a bad word. I'm really trying not to on these recordings. It's hard for me sometimes because it's my natural kind of, as the ER nurse in me wants to do, is just kind of say it like it is. So what you're going to do is have the thought, oh, you're feeling that in your chest. Ooh, that doesn't feel good. Oh, that number, look what's happening. Oh my God, when is it going to hit Orlando? What's the number in Seminole County? What's the number in Orange County? Woo, breathe. And take an item and go back and forth and just do that, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And now you're engaged in right brain, left brain, right brain, left brain, right brain. I have slinkies. I bought these for my kids that I see, my teens and my youngers. You know who loves them? The adults, right? So you can do a slinky and go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. It seems like, well, how is that going to help me? Let me tell you what happens. Because it pattern interrupts. All you need to do is stop the automatic movement of the stress, acknowledge that this is happening. You listen to your warning sign, breathe, exhale, and now you're going to bilateral stimulate your brain. Right brain, left brain, right brain, left brain. And when you do that, it calms down. I had a business guy owned a really multi-million-dollar company who kept these everywhere. And he texted me and he said, Rene, I think you just saved me from going to jail, because one of his companies was being bought out by another company. And he had someone, I won't tell you what he called him, doing a meeting. And the guy was very condescending to this guy, brilliant guy, and a little bit of an ego, you know, and he was reacting and he felt it. He was like, oh, there it goes. There's that feeling. And he just took his ball right there and he started squeezing it. That helps release tension. And he's just started going back and forth and back and forth. And he said, Rene, thank you, because it saved me from getting up and punching the guy. So I thought that was a fun thing and that helped him get through it. So wherever you're reacting, be sure and know that you have some tools that you can pattern interrupt by moving. Yes, Bonnie asked that this helps with anxiety, panic attacks. So when you actually get to the point of an anxiety attack, it means that you haven't been listening to your body, because you are getting many physical signs way before that. So what I encourage my people, when I work with somebody with anxiety, if they learn these tools and they start listening to your body, right? It's your biggest tool. It's free, but you could just start connecting in this pause. Not so much chaos. You can start listening to your reaction. But if you listen to it when you start feeling that first or that first feeling, then you pattern interrupt, you breathe, you get up and physically move your body. Again, when you physically get up, you move from danger to I am in danger. And when you interrupt that, it starts settling down for you. So listen to it before. And my people very seldom have panic attacks after they've been working with me for a while and learn how to do self-hypnosis and retrain the brain. So if you have gotten to the anxiety panic attack, it's the same as you haven't been listening to the warning sign in your engine and it's freezing up and it's stalling on the highway, right? So it's really about getting up physically and moving, Bonnie. If you know, or anyone is experiencing a panic attack, get up and move, because the brain is saying, the lion is coming, the lion is coming, you need to get out of here. And it's fight, flight, or freeze. So when people are in freeze, they stop breathing and they literally can't move. At the same time, their brain's going, get the hell out of here. You are going to die. It's very uncomfortable and very conflicting. So listen to the signs ahead of time. If you're just learning this, the one thing the freeze is holding the breath. As humans, we hold the breath, we suppress it because we're trying to suppress the emotion and the reaction. And all it does now is give us physical stress of decreased oxygen. And now we even elevate even more. So we're creating that same high beta stress, panic, get the hell out of here, the lion's coming. So if you physically get up and move, take some breaths, your body and mind are saying, oh, we just took action. We moved away from the lion, and it can interrupt it. The other thing is just move into what I call peripheral focus, which is you look at the space in front of you and you just open up. You guys can try it right now. So you just look in front of you and breathe. Full breath in and exhale. We can integrate the alpha sequence now, which is relax your tongue, relax your jaw. Breathe. Stare out into space all the way out. Don't even need to concentrate on anything. That was incorrect English, but you guys got it. All the way to the very periphery. Expand and open in front of you. And now what you've done is you've tricked your optic nerves, you've tricked your brain in the same way, because when it's expanded and out here, right? So my teens even imagine that they can see behind them. My teens used to do this all the time in high school, and because it's difficult in high school, and they have these reactions all day long. And if they could just learn some techniques, and peripheral focus is a really great one just to pattern interrupt it. So get up and move and breathe. I hope that, Bonnie, that helps you a little bit. And just start listening ahead of time to your body reacting. And when that's reacting, do a pattern interrupt, move back and forth, right? Trick your brain, breathe, get up and move. All right, so how's everyone feeling? Also, thank your body. If it's reacting physically, it's doing exactly what you want it to do. We don't want bodies that aren't reacting to danger. We just have to learn to listen. We just have to learn to listen. Bonnie says it's for your daughter. Please send her to this recording and go to the YouTube channel, Rene, Brent, Hypnosis. She can listen to the videos, and there's some great tools to help start interrupting that. I work a lot with anxiety, addiction, that sort of thing. Also, if you know anybody who's really struggling with their addiction right now, please have them set up a 15-minute phone call with me. Good. Tracy, did you like that peripheral focus? Good. That really helps. I would love to talk to anybody to help them kind of pattern interrupt the addictive cycle that they might be going in. So please send them over to YouTube or have them call me and set up a phone call, reneebrenthypnosis.com. Excellent. So that's a peripheral focus. That's a pattern interrupt. Breath is a pattern interrupt to retrain your brain. If you want to practice happy, or if you just want to go into neutral, you're the only one that can do it. You must do it. I'm going to move into a meditation here any minute. Again, if there's any questions about the things that I shared today, just also book a call with me or go back and listen to it again. All right. So what I want to do today to help your immune system which is the focus of today, because we can't stop what's going on. All we can do is learn to assimilate to the pause. Again, if you miss it, I'm not calling it COVID. I'm not calling it the virus. That means it's ugly. And I'm calling this the pause. And in the pause, I know that the world is quieter. I know that in many ways we are quieter, and we're learning. And what do I want to learn from this? So let's go into a relaxation. I want to give you a second to everyone to just settle back. If you're driving, if you're listening to this, nobody does, but sometimes people pull up these kind of things while they're driving. Please don't do that because you will go into a relaxed state. We want to increase the immune system. All right. Let me say something about meditation. It's only a change in a brainwave. And when you're doing it, your subconscious and conscious mind are like in a teeter-totter. This is a very simple way to explain it, right? We don't have two parts of our brain. We consolidate memories and stuff in a very unique way. But I like to just give you that analogy so you understand that when you're in a relaxed state, you're still in control, and your subconscious mind will speak to you, especially if it's been on hyper alert for so long that it thinks it's in chronic state of danger. It's going to just check in and make sure you're okay. What you need to do is you're retraining your brain, right? You're practicing happy so you can relax more, so you can go into neutral, and you're in charge. And if you don't, you are in the passenger seat. We want everyone through this to be in the driver's seat and know that you don't have to be a victim to all of this. You can get above it, go into neutral, and decide who you want to be at the end of this by being in charge of your reaction, your subconscious mind, your physical body. Okay? Increase that immune system. This is so much fun. Love it. I could talk about this stuff all day, and I do actually. And I have the best job in the world because I have a front row seat usually in my room. Now I have a camera view of everyone finding their own way. So let's just close your eyes and let's move into this state. Let's take time now. Good. This is going to be recorded, so you can always come back to it. Close your eyes, and I want everyone just to take a few cleansing breaths. Just clear away the conversation, the noise in the background. You're going to use that to relax you. Every noise that you hear in the house is going to relax you even more. Good. Now what we're going to do is we're going to change our breath. Breath is the easiest way to start clearing any of these blocks that we might have. Any of these, when we keep pushing down all that energy you're feeling of that felt sense, when you push it down, it gets very dense and heavy. So a breath is an incredible way to just relax it. So as your eyes are closed, relax your tongue and your jaw. This is the alpha sequence that we learned a few weeks ago and last week. Breathe. Feet on the ground, if you can. If you have short legs, it's okay. I'm very long legs, so my feet are always on the ground. Now I want you to imagine that you're breathing about 2 feet below you. You're breathing in the energy and it's moving through your feet all the way up to the top of your head and even beyond, okay? If you feel like you want to stop it right at your pelvis area or right at your heart, you can do that as well. But let's take a big breath in, full down 2 feet below, and you're going to go to maybe 2 feet ahead. So breath in. Stop at your heart if you need to. Hold it. And then exhale above you. Breathe in. All the way down. Let's do it right at the pelvis. Hold it. Exhale. 2 feet below you. We're going to do that again. What we're going to do is we're going to breathe up 2 feet below you all the way to the heart and hold it right in the heart. Okay? It might take some practice. We're not used to breathing this deeply. Breath in to the heart. Hold it. And when you're ready, exhale even above your head. Inhale all the way to your pelvis. Hold that energy right at your pelvis. Exhale below. Let's do that a couple more times. I know it's hard, especially if you're living in anxiety and stress. We hold our breath naturally. We've trained ourselves to suppress. You want to release, express. Big breath in. All the way to the heart. Hold. Above you. Now breathing in to the pelvis. Hold it. Express. Good. Now, just your eyes closed, breathing normally. Good. With your eyes closed, I want you to imagine or sense. I'm going to give you a pencil sketch. If you're somewhere else beautiful and relaxed, you go for it. But I'm going to imagine, sense, or feel that you're sitting on a beautiful beach. It's right before sunrise. Maybe you're on a deck. Maybe you're on a beautiful lounge chair near the water. But as you're sitting there with your eyes closed, imagine that you could just listen to the sound of the ocean coming in. And Ari Osteen shared a beautiful meditation earlier that I was listening to where you imagine you can hear the waves coming in and match it with your breath. So breathe in, listen to the wave come in, and exhale as the wave goes out. Just match your breath with the ocean coming in. You imagine it, you can see it, think it, or your intention is to do this, and your mind and body will follow. Breathe. I'm right by the water. I can feel it just beautifully Incredible temperature of water just coming onto my feet with every breath. Breathe in and exhale. Perhaps you feel a slight breeze on your face. You can smell that salt air. And you know when you're near the water, it just clears away the negative ions that we hold on to. Just clear and release. Breathe. And imagine that you look up in your mind's eye, almost as though you're looking up into the night sky before the sun rises, and you see a sliver of a moon. And as you're gazing at that moon, you can breathe and exhale and relax. Noticing more detail about that moon, again, breathing in. Exhale and think to yourself, relax. All hypnosis is self-hypnosis. If your mind is busy, that's okay. Just ask it to just step aside and allow you to have this time just to slow everything down. Breathe one more time. And as you exhale, relax. Good. Now in just a moment, I'm going to count from 5 down to 1 as you breathe normally. Every wave, every breath that you hear relaxes you anymore. Any noise that you hear relaxes you even more. As I count from 5 down to 1, and when you get to number 1, be far more deeply relaxed. 5, fixating all your gaze on that beautiful moon. 4, relaxing even more. Giving yourself permission to go into neutral here. 3, feeling yourself want to drop in even deeper. It's okay. Trust what's coming up for you. 2, take a big breath in. And 1, just floating in this beautiful space. Relaxing your tongue and your jaw. And as you're in this beautiful silky darkness, just expand like we did earlier to the space in front of you. All the way to the periphery. This is my favorite place to be. Float, expand and allow. There's no past, there's no future, just a human being. You don't have to be a human doing anything right now. Just give yourself permission, because as you're doing this, your immune system is listening. It's taking in all the chemistry. And it's going to help you in every way that it can. Just with every breath, listen to the sound of the waves in and out. In and out. Good. Excellent. Now in just a moment, in this relaxed state, as you expand and allow, in this space, this is when you can gain clarity. How to move forward. What's my next small step? What am I learning from this pause? The big pauses and the little pauses. I'm in control. This is what you're saying to yourself. Trust. Trust that you can handle whatever comes your way. I'm going to count from 10 down to 1. You can listen, count along, but know with each number that you hear, you're going to become more and more relaxed. And by the time we get to that number 1, be far more deeply relaxed. Giving your mind and body a break, an opportunity to regroup. 10, going deeper, deeper, and deeper relax. 9, down, down, down. Let it go. If you're just joining, just eyes closed. Breathe, relax your tongue and jaw. Let the thoughts come in and out as they settle down. At 8 and 7, deeper, deeper, and deeper relaxed. 6, more relaxed. More relaxed with every breath, with every sound. And know if you have to open your eyes, you'll go right back into this relaxed state. 5 and 4, down, down, down. Perhaps you're still hearing the waves. Let that salt air just move through your body, relaxing. 3 and 2, deeper and deeper. And 1, down, 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 letting go. Just be in that space. It's okay. You could follow my words or just go on your own journey here. But I want you to imagine that you've just opened your eyes and you're watching the beautiful sun come up. Notice it's a new day. See the beautiful colors show up first. Oranges, but more importantly, it's the silence, it's the quiet, it's the pause before the day begins. As you hear the waves, as you notice the rising energy of the sun, you're just present. You're just giving yourself this opportunity in your mind and body to stay quiet, to take the pause, take the opportunity to go into neutral here. You don't have to create, you don't have to solve. Your body is only asking you just to stay quiet, be in the moment. Give yourself this opportunity to allow the day to show up, the beautiful colors. As the sun rises, just be present. If intrusive thoughts come in, they can release. You're really moving into this kind of acceptance, this radical acceptance of yourself, where you are, how you're managing the world's energy, this collective energy, your energy, the energy in the home. Just let it, with every breath, with every wave, let that salt air and the rising sun just take it back out into the ocean with you. You don't have to hold on to it. Just imagine it washing over you and just releasing it. Because as you move into trust, as you move into the observer, you're allowing your brain to relax and move out of survival to go into problem solving, creativity, and ease. You're the only one that can do this. You're the only one that's in charge of how you're reacting and how you're going to move through this collective pause. As the sun begins to rise, you can feel the gentle energy just shining on your body. As you relax, feel that energy moving from the top of your head, just shining on your forehead and your eyes and behind your eyes. Let it soak in, move to all those areas that have been so active, that have been struggling or trying to problem solve. Just let it go and soothe. Let it soak in. Let the air wash over you as you breathe with every wave. Move into the parts of your brain, opening up the parts of the brain that you need to be able to move through this. So your body can stay quiet and your mind can stay calm. Our mind is just a reflection of our heart. When you calm your heart, you'll slow down your thoughts. Let this energy move down through your jaw and your tongue, your sinuses. As it moves through, imagine this beautiful energy clears through and opening up the passages, clearing away, cleansing, letting our natural immune system show up to help with our natural flora. Trust that your body has everything it needs to be able to move forward in health and fight a battle if it needs to. And knowing you calming your mind every day is going to allow it to be ready and armed. Let this energy move into your throat, really down your throat, through your sinuses, entire throat, opening up, down with every breath into your bronchioles, clearing, open, cleansing. Let this energy with each breathe help your heart go into what's called coherence. Every breath in and every exhale, helping you go into neutral, clearing anything that's blocking you from knowing, truly knowing that you are capable of moving through this pause, that you are capable of handling whatever comes your way. Trust the timing, trust what's showing up for you, and ask, what am I learning? Let this energy move down through your shoulders now, forearms, hands, fingertips, and right there on the beach or on your deck, imagining opening up those fingertips and let this energy flow through and out your body. You don't have to hold on to this cleansing energy and releasing any blocks you may or may not be aware of. Anything that's holding you back from really listening to your body, calming your heart and your mind. Clear it, just give it away. Let that flow as this energy moves down your spine, your upper, middle, lower back, every muscle, nerve, and fiber. Just relaxing, releasing, letting go. Let it move through all your cells. You don't have to control this. You don't have to work hard to imagine it. Just allow it with every breath to flow. And if you're busy, that's okay too. Let it set aside on the chair next to you and give you this opportunity to let this energy enjoy the sunrise and the sun coming up, the breeze from the ocean, the sounds. As it moves down with every breath through your adrenals, your thyroid, down into every internal organ, let this beautiful healing energy move in to repair, to calming, to soothing, releasing energy that's holding you back from wellness. Let it just move there. This energy is going to continue to flow through the day, down in your hips and your legs. It feels so good to be relaxing from the head as this energy moves through and out your fingers down to your hips, your legs, your knees, behind your knees, shins, calves, feet, and toes. Imagining opening up your toes now. And let this beautiful energy from this beautiful sun that just rose, just let it move from the top of your head through your brain, down, opening up all your passages, clearing, releasing, through your fingers, down through your body and out your toes. And you have this beautiful energy, this river of energy flowing through. And I want you to imagine that you're sitting between your two physical eyes, looking down like you're on a bridge, and let this flow of energy just move through. You be the observer of this. You don't even have to know what you're releasing. Just allow it to flow, fingers and toes. If there's anything that you want to throw in there, go ahead from the bridge. Just toss it in there and let it go. No judgment, just allow. Also clearing any blocks. And as it's moving through from here and out, you're opening up all this energy here, and you can feel it moving through your heart, your body. So you can literally and figuratively go with the flow. Be the observer. Trust yourself, trust the timing. What am I learning from the pause? With confidence and high self-esteem, you'll be able to feel safe and secure knowing you're capable. Close off, the energy is transformed, closing off your toes, closing off your fingertips, let it come in, and let that energy just flow through, back up, right to your heart center. Breathe it in. Exhale. As this energy just continues to flow there, let it go out and surround you and make a beautiful bubble or a cocoon around you, and make this energy a beautiful color that feels very safe to you. Make it a color that feels safe. The energy that's showing up in the world right now, yours and not yours, can be very assaulting. So just ground yourself each day, breathe, and relax. As I'm quiet for just a few moments, just let this energy just settle and still. And perhaps in this quiet moment, see how you want life to go. Maybe it's just tomorrow. Maybe it's one day, 1 hour at a time. Trusting yourself, being in the driver's seat. You can return to this anytime. It's going to be at the video. I'm going to count from 1 to 5 to bring you back. If you want to stay in this relaxed state, go ahead and do that and ignore my suggestion. But when you open your eyes at number 5, you'll know that you are so capable of being in charge of your reaction, to getting to neutral, to be the observer. 1, coming back more and more the sound of my voice. 2, clear-headed about your ability to move through this pause step by step, to trust yourself that you can handle whatever comes your way. 3, rested and refreshed from this entire session. You can return to this anytime you choose. It'll be recorded. 4, beautiful energy, almost that flow of energy still moving through you. And 5, eyes open, back here to your regular waking consciousness. I hope you enjoyed that. Again, this is going to be recorded here or on YouTube, Rene, Brent, Hypnosis. Please know that I'm here for all of you. If you have any questions, you can set up a 15-minute phone call with me. I'd be happy to chat with you, help you move through any challenges. But know that you can do this. Ask yourself, what am I learning from this? And is this my reaction or someone else's? Pat and interrupt. Use it. I'm here for you. And enjoy your day. Enjoy the weekend, step by step. And I'll see you next Friday at 2. Bye now.